I chose this reading to write a reflection with the mindset that it would be easy to talk about the widow and how she gave all to God. And it would be easy if all I wanted to talk about are morals, principles, and good deeds. But I wanted this reflection to be personal, from my heart. This is where my struggle began. I had to dig deep and ask myself, have I ever given all to God like the widow? No, I can't say that I have. Could I? I wish I could say yes, but my answer is no. As I came to this realization, I was flooded with guilt. How terrible am I? I'm not poor, so why can't I give up my personal belongings? It was only after speaking with a friend that she made me realize we aren't all called to be St. Teresa. And yes, I am poor. We all are. Just maybe not monetarily. God's ultimate desire is that we give happily, not out of obligation or coercion. He wants to bless his children, not so that we can live in complete comfort and luxury, but so that we can be even more generous, abounding in every good work. God richly provides everything for our enjoyment. It isn't his desire to withhold or diminish our pleasure. In fact, he wants us to experience true pleasure. He wants us to experience the joy of being rich in goodness and generosity. True generosity doesn't come from our excess. It comes from surrendering our heart. Those who give freely and generously find that they are happier, healthier, and experience more of God's blessings. I sponsor 4 children through Chalice. I purchase gifts through our gift catalog. I give talks about sponsorships at parishes and conferences, trying to get more children sponsored. These are all good works for God's glory. I may not be giving up my car that gets me to and from my job at Chalice every day, or not taking a family vacation that I've worked hard for. But I am giving freely and joyfully from my heart in other ways. I've come to accept that it's all right for me to have a car and not feel guilty about it. I just don't think of it as a part of me and who I am as a person. It's simply a way to get around, and I'm thankful to God for giving me the means to have one. The Lord does not require us to rid ourselves of all our worldly belongings, only to have a spiritual detachment from them. From a practical standpoint, we do not let the material goods be our ultimate goal. We know that we can be happy and at peace without them. I remember I gave a talk about Chalice at a conference and the importance of sponsorship and building a relationship with your child or elder. And afterwards, a sponsor came up to me crying. She told me how just a few weeks earlier she had contacted Chalice to cancel her sponsorship. She was pregnant and going on maternity leave soon, and they just wouldn't be able to afford it. She said after hearing my talk, she contacted Chalice right away to reinstate her sponsorship. She said they would find a way. They would go without, rather than seeing her sponsor child go without. She gave me a big hug, cried some more, and she brought tears to my eyes. She's the perfect example of the widow giving from her own poverty. And she did so freely from her heart. There are many more stories like this that have been shared with me by my colleagues, and God will definitely be giving thanks and blessings to these wonderful people. I've been contemplating the word sacrifice. The dictionary says an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something else regarded as more important or worthy. So what are some ways we can be ready to respond to someone else's need? What actions can we take to set good examples for others? Well, something as simple as carrying cash on me at all times. Since we've landed in this digital era, I rarely carry cash on me. But there was this one time when I actually had a $10 bill in my wallet. And as I was getting out of my car, a young homeless man asked if I could spare some change to help him out. Knowing I had the cash, I smiled at him, reached in my wallet, and handed him the bill. He held my hand with both of his, looked directly into my eyes, and said, "God bless you." This was probably one of the most genuine blessings I've ever received. For at that moment, I didn't see a homeless man in front of me. It felt like Jesus Christ himself was standing there holding my hands, looking me in the eye, smiling and thanking me. I had never felt anything like it before. There's a young parishioner at my church who started a group that visits homeless people downtown. Their mission is, together, let's throw away our throwaway culture and respond to the cry of the poor, suffering, lost, and lonely. I keep saying that I'm going to join him one weekend, but I've yet to do it. And as I write this reflection, I see the importance of taking action right now. I'm going to invite my family to come with me and hopefully open their hearts to see the love God has for each and every one of us. What a beautiful gift to give my family, and what a blessing it will be to receive a simple smile from someone who is just as broken as I am. How much simpler can this get to give to the poor and lonely? This offering doesn't cost you a dime, but there is a sacrifice, one much greater than money, your time. I know I'm guilty of this, and we all say it. I'm just too busy right now. What is going on in our lives that is so important that we can't take a few hours out of our day to spend with someone? Yes, you are sacrificing your time, but if you are genuinely offering this in God's name, is it really a sacrifice? Before having a relationship with Christ, I definitely would have seen giving money, skill, or time as a sacrifice. But now I see this as a gift from God for the purpose of sharing with others who need it more than I do. I may feel like I don't have much to offer God, but what I do have is truly His. I came across the following reading from Proverbs 19. It reads, "Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord and will be repaid in full." Can you imagine being in the Lord's debt? How much more would you give to the poor if you knew that God Himself planned to pay you back?